Hey everybody, this is Miss Wagner. I'm going to go over a question from your homework for tonight. So the homework is Monday night problem number 3. I have it written right up here, so while I read it, you should be reading it on your paper. So we have Richard left UPS building at 8:50. He was out delivering packages for 3 hours and 30 minutes. What time did Richard complete his deliveries? So when we have a question like this, you want to set it up with our S, D, and E. Now, our S stands for our start time. Our D stands for duration, or how long something takes. And the E stands for our end time. So you want to ask yourself each question. Remember, you're going to know 2 out of the 3. So, do we know what time Richard started his deliveries? Yes. We know he started at 8:50. Do we know how long he was out for? Yes, we know that he was out for 3 hours and 30 minutes. Remember, put hours on top and then the minutes underneath. And do we know what time he completed his deliveries? No. So for our end time, we're going to put a question mark. The next thing that we're going to need to do is make our number line. So I'm going to make it nice and long. And the first number that I'm going to put is where he started, which was at 8:50. Okay? So we wrote down our start time. Next we need to look at our duration. Okay? We know that he took 3 hours and then 30 minutes. Okay? So when we have our 3 hours, we're going to make either one big jump. So like this, we can make one big jump and do plus 3 hours. Or you can make your 3 jumps and put 1 for each hour. Now, you want to be careful with this because you're going to be moving your hours and your minutes. So, if you look here up at the start time, I would label your 8 is your hour and your 50 is your minutes. So when you have a bump, make sure you ask yourself, okay, we want to add 3 hours. So am I going to add that to the 8 or am I going to add that to the 50? Well, since we're doing hours, you want to add that to our 8. So I'm going to come over here and do plus 3. And now I have 11:50 is our new time. So I'm going to write that right underneath, 11:50. Then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to put a check on my 3 hours because we just jumped 3 hours. Then we need to look at our minutes. Now, we don't want to jump just one big 30 minutes. We want to break that down just in case it goes into the next hour. So what we can do is we could take our 30 and split it up into 10. So we can have 10, 10, and 10. Okay, so that all equals 30 minutes. So then when I go to make my bump, okay, we're going to do plus 10 M. And the reason we do M is because of minutes. So we're going to add the 10 to the 50. And now this is where it can get tricky because if you add this, you're going to get 1160. Now 1160 you know is not a real time. So when something like this happens, we have to think if we add 10 minutes to 1150, we have to go on to the next hour. And the next hour would then be 12 o'clock. So over here I'm going to write 12 o'clock. Then I come back over here and check off that we used one of our 10 minutes. And I'm going to continue adding the 10 minutes until I used up all 30. So we have plus 10M. Okay, we're going to add that to the minute side. Now we have 12:10. So I'm going to put that underneath. Okay, I'm going to come back over here and check off my other 10. Then I'm going to make one more bump just so that we can finish off that 30. So we have plus 10M because we're still adding that minute. So then our new time if we add 10 minutes, is going to be 12:20. Let's write that, 12:20. Then, when you're done, you should have checks on all of your numbers up here. You want to check back on each of your bumps to add up your numbers to make sure it equals the correct duration. So if we look, we have 3 hours, so I'm going to write that over here. And then we used up 10, 20, 30 minutes. Okay? So when I go back to check, I want to make sure that the duration is 3 hours, 30 minutes. So that this way, I know that I used up the correct time. So our answer then will be 12:20. Okay?